horror fans, once again, it is me, the Horror Miser Monty G. It's time to do another movie review. This time we review the fairy tale Hansel, not Hansel and Gretel, but Gretel and Hansel. Ooh, boy. Oh, no. Now, Gretel and Hansel is a 2020 dark fantasy horror film. It was directed by Oz Perkins. It was written by him and his writing partner, Rob Hayes. Obviously, this is based upon the German fairy tale that was written by the Brothers Grimm. You know those guys. They did a lot of dark fairy tales back in their day. This stars Sophia Lillis. I think I got to pronounce that right. Sam Leakey and Alice Krieg. Yes. Yes, the Borg Queen from Star Trek. Now, this is supposed to be a such darker take on Hansel and Gretel. The fact that they actually swapped the names out makes this very interesting. But let's see what I have to say about Gretel and Hansel. Now, a long time ago in the distant fairy tale countryside, a young girl leads her little brother into the dark woods in a desperate search for food and work, only to stumble upon a nexus of a terrifying evil. Yes, that's basically what this story is about. Now, I'm sure we've all heard about the fairy tale Hansel and Gretel. Look, even Hollywood cashed in on it and made a movie about the brother and sister who, while lost in the woods, they found a house made of gingerbread, only to find a witch is living in it, whom they eventually killed by throwing her in the oven. So now we have this version of the fairy tale called Gretel and Hansel, not Hansel and Gretel. And while it follows some aspects of the fairy tale, Oz Perkins and Rob Hayes has made some changes, so this is a much darker version than the Brothers Grimm story wrote, and even darker version than the 2013 movie. Now, while this film looks visually stunning and is filled with creepy imagery, it's not remotely scary. The story is basically very flat. There's real no sense of danger for Gretel and Hansel, and to be honest, nothing really happens in the film. I mean, we get some pretty decent acting here, and this film could have been really spooky fairy tale, but it seems like the filmmakers were afraid to take this any further than what they did. So basically, we just have a very nice looking film, some good decent acting, and that's about it. Now, as I stated earlier, the best thing about this film is how the film looks. Now, they did shoot this in a different type of aspect here, and it makes everything centered. So I guess they thought this was supposed to make it creepy. Cinematographer Gallo Oliris, I think I pronounced his name right, does an excellent job of making the woods and the landscape very dark, dingy, and ugly. I mean, there is no joy here. Nothing beautiful in this world exists, and what they created is very dark imagery. It is like you can just see the sadness in everybody. Now, we have creepy imagery that surrounds the children, and the filmmakers do their best to try to make the woods and the house that the witch lives in look dangerous and evil. Inside the house, it's all dark with no bright colors, only the candles providing any type of color, very dim orange type color palette. I mean, it does give the film that real creepy atmosphere, you know, something that will make everyone's skin crawl, but that's just basically it. Now, we all remember Sophia Lillis, you know, from It Chapters 1 and 2, and she's pretty good here as Gretel. Now, I guess is that Perkins and Hayes wanted to focus more on Gretel here because she does dominate most of the film here. It's mostly centralized on her character, especially with the conversation that she does has with the witch. And she does what she can with the script, but it really doesn't provide her character any growth here, or the film doesn't provide enough tension to make us care about what's happening to her or Hansel. It's just there. I'm not saying that the conversation that she has with the witch are not important because they do have some great scenes in there. It's just that it leads to nothing. Now, this leaves very little for Sam Leakey, who plays Hansel. He's more of a bit of an annoyance who cries about being hungry and makes pig noises, but he's really not the focus of the film. It could have been better if they just left him out of the film altogether, but you couldn't have a film without Hansel in this story. But he provides little to the plot wise, other than, you know, hey, look, we're going to make you a witch and then we're going to eat your brother. That's basically what he's there for. Now, veteran actress Alice Krieg is fine here as the witch. I think she does a pretty good job. She has some decent line in. You know, even though she doesn't appear threatening or scary, she does look scary at times, but she comes off more as a creepy old woman, not a powerful witch. Like I said before, I did like the chemistry that her and Sophia have in their conversations, as she obviously wants Sophia to grow more as a woman. But unfortunately, again, there's nothing that makes us care about it. There's no meat to the storyline. It's just good acting, but that's about it. Now, I don't mind when writers want to make changes to aspects of a certain story, and that's what they've done here. They decided to focus more on Gretel here. However, it should benefit the audience, and here the story is just plain flat. Just like I stated before, there is no tension, there's no suspense, there's nothing here that make the audience cares what happened to Gretel and Hansel. I mean, they're not really put in dangerous situations. Yeah, probably, and I don't know if it's because they were familiar with the storyline at all or the fairy tale, but you want to at least make the witch and what's happening to Gretel and Hansel dangerous, but there's nothing here that does that. It was seen that Oz and the filmmakers were too eager to make an artsy film instead of a decent horror movie. Now, of course, also being this is a PG-13 horror movie, don't expect any blood or gore in this movie. Yeah, we get a lot of creepy imagery. There's some lots of visions that Gretel has in the storyline, and like I said, we get some decent color palettes. Some really don't make sense, but that's about it. It's nothing more than what you're going to get out of this particular movie. Like I said, it seems like they were more concerned about making an artsy indie film instead of a decent horror film. So overall, as I stated before, while this film is visually stunning with its dark and creepy imagery and decent acting from the cast, it just simply falls flat with a story where nothing happens and an ending that will probably leave you saying, "What the hell did I just watch?" So I am going to give Gretel and Hansel only 2 of my 5 bloody coins. Yes, it's only get 2 out of my 5 bloody coins. You know, it's sad because if they really put their effort into it, if Oz and the filmmakers actually put their effort to it, this could have been a very great, dark, and haunting fairy tale horror movie. But this is what we get. And so that's my review of Gretel and Hansel. What do you guys think about it? Did you see it? Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy the visuals? Did you actually think this was pretty good improvement from the 2013 movie? Leave your comments down in the comment section and tell me what you thought about Gretel and Hansel. And so that's my video for the day, guys. Hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, once again, please hit that subscriber button and ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime when I put up new videos such as this one right now. Also, all my social media links will be down in the description box below as well. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as Horror Miser Monty G. And always remember, horror rules. I'll see you in my next video. I'm out.
Listen to them, children of the night. What music they make.